So 2025 has came to an end, and to be honest, I am over the moon. I am sick to death of people saying that that was a great year for boxing. I thought it was the biggest load of bollocks ever. It was full of promises. It was full of, oh, this fight's going to happen. We're going to take over, this and that. Apart from Ebony Cotton getting her nipple out at the weigh-in against Molly McCann, what actually happened? And of course, in a year, there's going to be some fantastic moments like Eubank Ben 1, that was sensational, but what about Eubank Ben 2? That was more depressing than Schindler's List. To be fair, Callum Smith and Joshua Buatsi was excellent, really enjoyed that. Inoue Cardenas as well, that was a fantastic fight. So of course there's been some good moments, but for me, boxing just shoots itself in the foot every time, and there's just so much politics. And then we have to listen to all this rubbish from the promoters saying that boxing is in the best place ever. And I honestly think that this year is going to be a fantastic year in 2026. And we always say that, so I'm probably chatting absolute bollocks because when have we ever said it's going to be an awful year? But I do worry about all this beef with Dana and Eddie and Frank. And I know Eddie and Frank are loving each other at the minute, but this new rivalry with Dana is not good for boxing. I thought the whole point of Turkey coming into boxing was getting everyone together, working together, and actually making the fights that we all want. So the heavyweight division needs to sort itself out. Usyk Wilder can fuck right off. Just not acceptable at all. And I love Usyk as much as everyone else, but Deontay Wilder does not have a puncher's chance anymore. That myth has got to go. I saw Gareth A. Davies say that Wilder has a big puncher's chance. I mean, he chats some nonsense, but that is well up there with the most ridiculous stuff he has ever said. Wilder back in the day, of course, had a puncher's chance against anyone, but not fucking now. He couldn't knock out Tyrell Herndon. So please, Usyk, don't fight Wilder. And when I see all these people say that, oh, but in 20 years' time, people won't remember that Wilder was washed up, I think they will, because all I hear from boxing historians is say that when Rocky Marciano beat Joe Louis was done. And that was donkeys years ago. So people will definitely remember, especially with social media and with the internet now, that Deontay Wilder was a corpse when he fought Usyk. So that fight cannot happen. So for me, I'd love to see Usyk fight Wardley, but obviously that's not going to happen because he's relinquished the WBO belt rather than fight Wardley. So the next best option, in my opinion, is Jai Opetaia. Now, Opetaia is, of course, still at cruiserweight, but he is massive for the weight, and everyone's avoiding him there. I know he's meant to be fighting David Benavidez in May, but later in the year, I'm sure he would be willing to move up to heavyweight. It's clear that Gilberto Ramirez doesn't want to fight Opetaia, and who could blame him because he's put 6 of his last 7 opponents in hospital, which is frightening. And I think with his southpaw style, with his speed, he can definitely cause Usyk problems. Of course, the cat would be a big favourite, but what a fight that would be. Fabio Wardley against Daniel Dubois is the cure for erectile dysfunction. This would be enormous. And no, I'm not talking about Matt Chopper. That is very unenormous. But this fight would be carnage. It would be over in 3 rounds. Someone's getting put to sleep. 2 of the biggest punchers in the heavyweight division. Get me right amongst it. Let's get it on. Who cares that Dubois is coming off a loss? Just make the fucking fight, Frank. And after the tragic news we had on Monday about Anthony Joshua being involved in a fatal car accident, it's unclear whether AJ will ever fight again. Our thoughts and prayers are with the families of AJ's 2 close friends who sadly passed away. And for AJ, boxing is totally irrelevant right now. So get well soon, AJ. We're all thinking about you. At 140, we have a very intriguing fight on the horizon if Dalton Smith can come through against Subriel Matias on January the 10th. That's his world title fight in Brooklyn. Hopefully Dalton does the job there. Subriel Matias failed a drug test but is somehow still fighting. Don't ask me why, because I don't know. And to be honest, I don't really care. I'm not bored of talking about failed drug tests. It is what it is. We all know Subriel Matias is a dirty drug cheat. So hopefully Dalton does the boxing world a favour and knocks him spark out. Adam Azim is unbeaten. He looked fantastic last time out against Kurt Zuby, knocking him out in the 12th round. That was on the undercard of Eubank Ben 2. So his profile is improving all the time. He's only 23. He's got arguably the fastest hands in boxing. And I think him against Dalton is a total 50-50. I think it could go either way. I think it'll be a great build-up. The problem is, Ben Shalom promotes Adam Azim. But if Ben gets an offer that he can't refuse and he thinks Adam Azim can beat Dalton, pick up a world title, then bring him back to the BBC, why wouldn't you take that fight? So fingers crossed we can get that fight on this year, but I just fear Ben Shalom is going to avoid it like the plague, and then we'll have to listen to Eddie Hearn in his egotistical interviews with IFL and everyone else talk about how much Ben Shalom is below him and he's superior. I mean, it's literally like Vladimir Putin going after the president of Luxembourg, whoever the hell that guy is. You know what I mean? It's not a rivalry, Eddie Hearn and Ben Shalom, and I think Eddie spends way too much time griefing Ben Shalom. It's literally like bullying the disabled kid at school. So please, Ed, leave Ben alone. And you never know, you might do more business with him, because this is the annoying thing with these promoters. When they get all personal with each other, their egos get hurt, and then they never want to work together. So I really hope we do see Dalton Smith against Adam Azim. I think it's a banger of a fight, but I have my reservations whether it'll actually happen or not. Anyway, Nakatani. Now, I'm still buzzing for this one, but Nakatani's performance against Hernandez has took the shine off it slightly, because he could have easily lost that. I mean, it was 7-5 either way, but I think he was quite lucky to get a unanimous decision, especially getting a 118-110 scorecard in his favour. So he's a lucky boy, but this is one thing that they have to stop doing this year. Stop trying to make these fights bigger by giving them a warm-up, because one of them either loses or they look awful, and it completely zaps the energy out of the fight. So I still think it's a massive fight. I still think we need to see it next. Hopefully it happens this year. Inoue looked really good, dominating Picasso, and I think Nakatani just had a bad night at the office. First fight after moving up, a lot of pressure fighting in Saudi, and also knowing if I lose this, I lose the Inoue fight. So I think he's still a very dangerous fight for Inoue. But after that, you have to make Inoue a big favourite, really. But still a fight I'd love to see, and I think it'll be a high-level war. But yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, guys. Will Molly McCann be the face of boxing by the end of 2026? She certainly won't be the face of Vogue magazine by the end of the year, I'll tell you that for fucking free. Happy New Year, everyone. Have a good one, and I will see you all on the next one.